we talked about the fact that you have a relearn packet due Thursday. Okay, that relearn packet is due Thursday. If I do not have it in its entirety by Thursday, no excuses. I don't want to hear, but I got sick on Thursday. Too bad. Should have been done Wednesday. I don't want to hear, oh, but my sister spilled coffee on it. No, I don't care. Must be done by Thursday. No excuses. And then the test on Friday, because the market period. This is what you have to do. There is a fifth video. I have not put up the fifth video yet. Just do the section. Don't worry about the video. When you show me the packet, I'll go over it with you, and that'll be like you did the video. Now, get all of that stuff done by Thursday. Show it to me, hand it in to me, make sure I check it along the way. I said to you guys the other day, if you don't watch the videos, or if you come to Extra Help and you haven't watched the videos, or you have parts A, B, and C done, I'm not going to take your paper. I'm going to say, thank you, I appreciate that you tried, but you didn't listen. You're supposed to watch the video, then you're supposed to do part B, then you show it to me. The video shows you how to do it. Part B is your first try. I correct anything wrong, and then you go back and do part C. So if you want to hand your paper in on Thursday, for all intents and purposes, you must be at the library tonight, Carnegie Building, 5:30 to 7:30, or tomorrow morning at Extra Help here. One or the other. You can't get it done on Thursday alone. You just can't do it. You need to get it done, part done, tonight and or tomorrow. Okay? Now, then we have Friday's test, and the packet I gave you yesterday has a lot of questions that'll be similar to what's on the test on Friday. And the packet today, which I'm sure you looked at, is similar to tomorrow's, and then pre-test on Wednesday and Thursday. So what I want to do now is I want to go through the quiz, and we have a quiz tomorrow, obviously, and then I'll go through each of the sheets that you had to do for homework last night, show you the correct answers, answer any questions that you might have. And then the rest of the period you work on the sheet that I gave you today. Any questions? No. All right, ready? First one. You guys did a great job on the quiz. Good number of hundreds. Raise your hand if you got 100. I got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 hundreds. That's more than a third of the class, pushing 40%. So you too can be like them. Make sure you do a great job working on what we're about to work on now. So the first question was, the speed of light in a vacuum is 329, 792, blah, blah, blah. What is the best approximation of this speed? And what I know is I have to round it off to 300 million, and then I have to move the decimal place. That's 3, 6, 7, 8 places. There's my circle around the exponent of 8 for the 8 places I have to move, and the correct answer is D. Any questions? No. All right. Next one, best approximation. The tricky part of this question is not where they cross. I think every person in the room is good at that. I think the tricky part was to realize that each box was 2. That's where they're trying to trick you up. So yes, choice D, -4, -4. And then it says which one is not linear. Remember, whenever the variable is squared, it makes a parabola, all right, a quadratic. Oh. So the variable squared. You'll notice that in one of the choices, namely choice C, the 3 is squared. But that's not a variable, because 3 squared just equals 9, and I can write 9 in place of it. And then it's not a quadratic, okay? Any questions? All right, so that is your quiz. Study it tonight. Hopefully you hand it in tomorrow. Get yourself 100 when you take tomorrow's quiz, and do a great job. Okay. Next up, page 1. Get out your answers. Take a look as I present them, and I'll go over anything you want me to. Frankie, can you kill the lights, please? Thank you. Any questions on these? Yes.
I don't get how to do that number 2.
You have to remember the general equation of a line is y equals mx plus b, right?
Yeah.
What does m stand for?
N or
M.
X.
No. Help me out, everybody. What's m stand for?
Slope.
Slope. Good. What's b stand for?
Y-intercept.
So I look for the slope, Davis. Here's the first one. Ready? I go up 1 over 3. Up 1 over 3. So here's my rate of change or my slope. Same thing. 1/3. And my y-intercept is where it touches the y-axis, +4.
And what is number 1?
Oh, I didn't do number 1. I didn't see that. Sorry about that. I can tell you the answer would be 1, 3 over 3.
Oh, I thought number 1 and number 2 was the same.
All right. Any question over here? Good. All right, next up. Now, this was one that was on the state test a couple of years ago. And you've got a box, and in that box are like 3 bowling balls or tennis balls or something like that. Yes, 9, sorry. Hey,
We're reviewing. We are reviewing now.
right, this is yesterday's sheet, guys. Now, I noticed something. These balls fit exactly. And it's 12 inches across. 12 divided by 3 means I have a diameter of 4. But you'll notice they give you the formula. Here it is. You don't need the diameter. What do you need? Radius. So if the diameter is 4, the radius is 2. And I just plug the parts in there. And I get that the volume of one of them is 33.5104. But, as you guys just reminded me a minute ago, there's not 12 in there, there's 9. So the total volume would be that times 9, which is 301.5936. But they want it rounded, as I underlined here, to the nearest tenth. So that's 301.6. Okay? Any questions? Let me go back to the equations. I'll leave them up. Take a look at your work, see how you did. Any questions on the equations? All right, now, the third page of yesterday's packet was the formula sheet. I don't put a formula sheet in every single packet you do, so don't lose the packets. You may need to refer to another day's packet to make sure that you have all the formulas. But here's all your formulas. And in the previous question, it talked about spheres, and it gave you the formula for spheres. There is no formula on the formula sheet for spheres, but you have that on the formula sheet. Over here, the directions got blocked out, but it wanted you to find the volume. So there's the volume. I just identify the figure from the chart. See, there it is. Look, don't they look the same? I come over here, I look at the formula, a half ABH. I write the formula down. There's my B and there's my H, so the L has to be like the length, the A. And I just put everything where it belongs, and I just do what it says to do. All right. A little bit of transformation geometry here. There you go. I made some marks so that you could tell which point was which point. Ava?
I understand, baby.
All right. There's 2 ways to do a translation. One way is for me to tell you move 4 to the left and up 3. Another way is to write the rule. So that just means take the x and subtract 4. So what's 5 minus 4? 1. That's where the first one comes from. Then it says add 3 to the y. So what's negative 2 plus 3? 1. So it's 1, 1. I didn't do many like that with you guys this year, so I understand why you didn't get it right away. Any other questions on here? Letter E is kind of tricky because you have to do 2 of them. Okay? First you take 2, 4, move it 3 left and 5 up. So that becomes negative 1, 9. Then it says do a dilation of negative 3, so I have to multiply that by negative 3. Frankie, head in the game. Any questions? Okay. Next up. Here are some answers. Letter C is kind of weird because there's some symbols you're not used to. That kind of thing that looks like kind of like an E, that's actually a sigma. It's a Greek alphabet letter. Eventually becomes an S. You use it for summation symbols when you get a little bit older. And all I need to do, when it says solve for n, that means get n by itself. So I have to get rid of the pi, and the pi, no symbol between the pi and the n means it's being multiplied, so I need to divide. I divide and I get this weird looking sigma over pi, but it works. That's the answer. All right, if this said 5x equals 10, I would divide by 5. So it says pi n, I divide by pi. Okay? These ones are a little more straightforward.
What's the value of the sticker?
What's what?
What's like the value of the sticker?
Of what?
Of the thing?
Into the zero?
What?
Which one?
No, the stick, what's this called?
Oh, there is no value for it. It's not like pi.
Oh, okay.
Check these out, see how you did.
Wait, so if there's like no value, do you have to put it?
If you just leave it as a symbol. Like y equals mx plus b is all symbols. Same idea. You'll notice on numbers 13 and 14, all you have to do is look on the formula sheet. Notice it has that word, parallelogram. So I go to here. Oh, sorry. I go to here. Parallelogram. There's my formula. Okay? Same thing with a right triangle. Okay? Any questions?
No.
Okay. I guess we skipped over sheet 4. For some reason, they're in a different order here. We can check these over. These, I think, are pretty straightforward. We did so many of these this year. Remember, quantitative means it has a quantity, which is something you can measure. Okay? Speed can be measured. Univariate or bivariate. Uni means one thing changing. Bi means two things. Size and weight, that means two things. Did a little sloppy division there, but then I straightened it out. What do the three angles of a triangle always add up to?
90.
No.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Any questions? All right, I think we did sheet 5 already. Yes, we did. Okay, sheet 6. Okay, take a look, see how you did. On every exam, they love to put one of these questions that has fractions and decimals mixed. All you do is convert all of the fractions to decimals. Or you use your fraction button, one or the other. Steps are still the same. Distribute. Same side, same operation. Opposite side, opposite operation. Jamie, don't distract Joe. If you don't want to pay attention, that's your business, but don't distract Joe. Yes?
You got negative 49 or negative?
49.
It's supposed to be negative 449.
I don't think so, because this says 0.2x equals negative 9.8. And then you can either divide by 0.2, or what I did was I moved each decimal one place and then divided by 2. But either way, it'll be negative 49. If you do 0.2 times negative 4.9, you will not get negative 9.8. You get negative 0.98. You would be off by one decimal point. Okay, number 16, such an important question. See if you remember how to do that. You were really good at them a while ago. Questions? Preguntas? No, we're good? Okay. Sheet 7. Take a look. When you make up the function rule, remember, since it's going up by or down by a constant amount, it's linear. That means it's y equals mx plus b. The m is the rate of change, or the slope. In this case, it's -3, because you're going down 3 over 1, because the x's are going -4, -1, and -3, -2, -1, etc. And to find the y-intercept, it's whatever pairs up with an input, or x of 0. That would be 7. Okay? We just did surface area of prisms the other day. And when we did that, I thought you guys did a really good job of this. Top matches up with the bottom, left with the front with the. So I figure out the one piece, and then I times it by 2 to include its pair. This is the one formula that's not on the formula sheet. There is no surface area formula on that sheet. So you have to remember top, bottom, left, right, front, back. Figure them all out. This figure, however, is on the formula sheet. So, formula sheet, I go look it up. Volume is a half ABH. Plug the numbers in, crank out my answer. Any questions? Now, I want you to notice that this looked like the packet looks pretty thick, but there's only 3 questions on the whole page. And some pages only have 1 question on them, so it's not as long as it seems to be. I hate when that happens. Okay, scan 8. There we go. Take a look, see how you did. This one only had 2 questions on this page. First, take a look. Lenny, get your hood down. First, take a look at your equation, see where everything fits in there. Do we have any problems on that? Kind of a weird, ugly-looking answer, huh? Anytime I get an answer like that, I start second-guessing myself. So then what I did was I just went back and I tried it again, and I didn't make any mistakes, so I know I got it right. Okay, the next one asks you to do a reflection over the y-axis. So there it is. And as far as the explanation goes, the explanation the state likes you to give is that you flipped it over the y-axis. They like that word flipped. However, I think you can get away with saying I counted the distance to the y-axis and repeated. But if you say I counted and repeated and you don't say the distance to the y-axis, they will not give you credit for it. They'll take off some of the points. Okay, any questions? All right, so this is scan 8, right? Yep, so scan 9 is next. Go ahead.
When is the state testing, or as soon as you come back from break?
I want to say that they're a little bit after that. I think that they're right after the trip at the end of the month.
Tuesday?
Yeah, I think it's either like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday.
Well, the English was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm not sure about the math. We haven't gotten our schedule yet. All right, next up, scan 9. I'm down, Frankie. All right, so we got to graph these 3 lines, and I put each line, I give them each a color, and I graph them. Remember, this is y equals mx plus b. I always begin at the b, which is a y-intercept. Like here I go to 9, and then I go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. Remember, you always work left to right. Down, negative is down, positive is up. Any questions? No. Okay, I think that's the last page of the homework, isn't it? Right, pretty sure. So, all right, you have the rest of this period to work on the new sheet, and many of the questions and topics are the same. Stay in your seat, do not get up and move around, get working.